also not alone. You had a period in your life where you put on a little bit of weight because you had to be sedentary. You had like, did you have an injury or?
Yeah, actually, yes, I was hit by a car several years ago. It was a couple of years before COVID, and every extremity was injured. I mean, it was not, in some ways, it wasn't that serious of an injury of an accident because I didn't have to be hospitalized right away. Had to go to the ER, but I had a torn rotator cuff, a torn labrum, a fractured ankle, another ankle with a lot of soft tissue injuries, a couple of herniated discs, a concussion, tinnitus, and I just couldn't function in my strategic market research consulting career. So, I mean, at that time I was an independent consultant, so I just relaxed, took some time off. But I realized very quickly that I can't walk my dog. I can't drive my car. I have to be on one leg for 3 months because of the fracture. I had to just release all pressure on the fractured ankle and be on one ankle for 3 months and lay around a lot. Unfortunately, I was just starting to get into biohacking, and a very good friend of mine owns a company called one of the OsteoStrong franchises, which is about building bone health. And so she and I had been going to that. And I think I think that actually helped me not break as many bones. But she gave me some cool technology to use in my house, but I was laying around a lot.
Like laser therapies, light and
Pulsating electromagnetic frequency therapies. So those mats basically ground the energy in your body.
Right, like a biomat or a beamer or
something like that.
Okay, got it.
It wasn't that brand.
Okay, something similar.
PEMF.
Yeah.
And that's been very successful at helping people heal from injury.
Yeah, it accelerates the healing for sure. We have one.
And it also just gives you a terrific feeling of calmness.
It's true.
So I was laying around a lot and I was ordering a lot of books online, and I love to read cookbooks because I love to cook. And I was reading about nutrition and other things that relate to my passion about health and well-being. And I realized I need to figure out, I'm not exercising, 5 days a week. I'm not going on 2-hour hikes. 6 months prior, I had done a trek in the Himalayan mountains of Nepal. And I thought, I'm laying around. I have no choice but to lay around and heal. And it was a big challenge for my mind, body, and spirit, because I was used to being able to get up out of the house, go to the gym, go for a hike, go for a bike ride, take a Pilates class, and I couldn't. And so I learned how to intermittent fast, and I learned how to do it to keep myself hydrated. And I started reading more and more about different diets, paleo, ketogenic, et cetera, and just started to experiment with what would work for me. I actually didn't gain a lot of weight during that time. I actually kept my weight in about a 5-pound zone, which was amazing. But during the COVID pandemic, I gained the COVID 15, like I think most people did. And maybe some people gained the COVID 10 or the COVID 50, who knows?
Definitely comment down below with a thumbs up if you can relate to this story, either having had an accident, having an injury, and or having put on that COVID 15 or 20 or 25 or 50. No, but it's true.
It just happened. People were stuck at home, and I was cooking and enjoying life, and I was working full time, and I was also doing some remodeling of my house, and I was at home, and just what else am I going to do but cook and enjoy food and enjoy some wine now and then. And before I knew it, just little by little, the weight comes on, and you're not even aware of it until all of a sudden you realize, oh,
my pants don't fit. Dress doesn't sit anymore. Yeah. So when you say intermittent fasting, what was your window of eating and rest? Did you have a specific format you followed?
I kind of eased into it. I mean, like anything, right? All of this advice often boils down to baby steps, right? It's one step at a time, and watch how you...
That's what we call it, step it up.
Yes, you got to step it up, and one step at a time. And before you know it, you've made these small habit changes become big habit changes. And then it's not so hard. So my window was... I was reading a lot of articles because I'm a research geek, and I realized for women, it's often good to vary it. So you don't want to always do a 12 to 14 hour fast, or just a 12 to 10 hour eating window.
I'm glad you said that because I can't stand it if I have to do the same thing every day. It drives me crazy. Penelope's the exact opposite.
The exact opposite.
Yeah, she loves to do whatever, 24, whatever.
You like a structure.
Every day.
So I'm like, maybe to 18 hours one day, maybe 10 hours the next, maybe 16 the day after. I'm like all about that flow.
So
Thank you for validating that, researcher.
I think when I was laying around my house, basically, and not driving, and gosh, I had the best friends and neighbors doing a lot of things for me that I was usually never asked help for. But I was laying around, reading a lot of books, watching a lot of Netflix, and a lot of YouTube videos. But I tended to do about a 6 to 8 hour eating window most days, and then some days I would just eat very light, throughout whenever I felt like it. I would just eat vegetables, or I'd just go light on my calorie intake. But I've never been a calorie counter. I'm actually personally very against calorie counting because I think it can play it puts too much pressure on people.
And I just don't think it's about calories in, calories out. And Penelope, I think, also disagrees with me.
Disclaimer, we believe in the law of thermodynamics. You have to say that, or else everyone thinks you're crazy. So we have to say we believe in thermodynamics, and calorie counting can make you go crazy.
Yes. And it's quality, right? It's the quality of
You read my mind.
Right.
Absolutely. And if you cut your calories too low, then it can also damage your metabolism, slow your thyroid down, and really shoot yourself in the foot with weight loss, especially.
And hormones.
And metabolic health, just in general. Mm-hmm. Like if you starve yourself, which people are doing on Ozempic, I've got to know what you think about it.
Yeah, what do you think about Ozempic?
I'm very concerned about Ozempic.
So what are you seeing?
Well, I'm not studying it that much, but I do have a number of close friends and colleagues who are on maybe not Ozempic, but another.
Wegovy, is that about?
Wegovy, yeah.
Yeah.
People you're seeing on it, are they morbidly obese, or not even obese at all, and just on it for vanity? Like what percentage?
Funny enough, and the people I know that are on it are men. One was morbidly obese. The other one probably just obese, and very frustrated. And both sort of bon vivants, right? And I actually consider myself a bon vivant. I love to cook. I live by the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, I'm doing all the stuff just right for my body. I feel great. And then 20% of the time, okay, it's usually not sugar. It's usually, maybe just maybe it is a high carbohydrate, lots of potatoes or lots of pasta, or maybe it's, a lot of wine. Or
it's important to do that. And Jody, I really believe it's important to do that because I know people who do strict ketogenic for a long time, and then they become carbohydrate intolerant. And so their body doesn't process carbohydrates well. So I love that 80-20 principle. And I think that's probably why you look so fabulous, and why you're aging so well, and why you didn't have that, 20, 30 pound gain in menopause like most women do.
Right.
Anyway, getting back to what we were just talking about, Ozempic, you're concerned.
I'm concerned because I haven't, honestly, admittedly, I haven't been reading the research on it, but I have been learning bits and pieces as I immerse myself in the health and longevity and well-being area. And what I'm learning is that, certain systems in the body shut down, become less flexible, just the way people digest their food.
Gut motility is delayed. There's stomach paralysis.
Stomach paralysis really concerns.
And permanent gut dysbiosis.
Whether or not you can reverse that.
Gut microbiome, permanent gut microbiome changes, black box warning, thyroid cancer, suicidal ideations, and certain cases of blindness. Now, we're hearing
bone density loss.
Right.
Of course. And that is definitely something I've been reading a lot about. And yeah.
So, out of the gate.
Damage to the vagus nerve, a huge one.
Oh, I haven't
heard that one either.
We heard that one from.
Well, that will that'll affect the entire mind body system.
Which just makes the depression and suicide, that makes sense.
Just out of the gate, thinking that a drug is going to help with weight loss is wrong. I actually am going to call it wrong. I'm not usually into black and white thinking, right and wrong, but I really don't think that it's a viable solution. And I know some people who've gotten a great little head start, used it as motivation to get into good habits, and then wean themselves off of it. Now, that I could see as a viable solution, potentially, I just don't know if these effects, these impacts are reversible or not. That's what makes me concerned.
We need something sustainable, really. And it's not sustainable as a long-term solution. So what you're describing makes sense. Someone who has been really stuck with too much weight on their body, maybe they're suffering from joint pain, maybe they are, pre-diabetic or diabetic, so they need a jump start. But it's not a sustainable solution.
No, I mean, on our program, you're going to lose 10 pounds a month, 8 to 10 pounds a month, guaranteed if you follow what we tell you to do. Or what you actually know already you need to do. It's actually not even us telling you, because you actually already know what you need to do. The question is, why aren't you doing it? So anyway, that's why education and accountability is so key.
I'm really curious about your perspective, because are you seeing the ads for it and stuff? The marketing and the ads on the television, and it's like everywhere. Are you seeing that too?
I am seeing this.
So with your 30 plus years experience in marketing, and we were walking and you were saying like basically manipulating people's minds, I'd like to know what
A little hard
about
that.
I love it. No, I love to be honest.
What are your thoughts on the advertising they're doing with the little
Oh.
Yes. And that's a nice little, sound branding. Yeah. No, we know that. Oh, yes.
You heard the song?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You can't get it out of your head.
Can't get it out of your
I don't know. Do you use TikTok?
No, I don't.
So on TikTok, there are like these absolute people who have no knowledge about health, like whatsoever. They don't do any research, morbidly obese, taking Ozempic, and they have affiliate codes for Ozempic. So they get to give young girls like that were 15 when I was obese. I was 15. They can give young girls these affiliate codes and discount links to these fake and generic, not real,
It's not legal.
off the market pills,
Legal.
like poppin' juices, like weird off the market stuff on TikTok Shop. And that's like another form of marketing, but it's not as obvious because it's a live stream. So it's just live for a few hours or minutes and then it's off.
Well, and teenagers are so susceptible. And I will confess, when I was 15 and 16, I had an eating disorder. It was back, the old ones that we used to have. Right. Yeah. I mean, it was basically, I would binge and starve. I wasn't bulimic, but I would binge for a couple days and then I would starve for 5 days.
Some people would say intermittent fasting is like that, though, but it sounds like you found a middle ground.
Yeah, intermittent fasting is not that, because actually your body starts to crave. I mean, some people who intermittent fast or shrink their eating window, they will just kind of pig out on anything during their eating window.
Yeah.
But I have found with my body, and I enjoy feeling good, and I enjoy feeling energetic, and I like to fit in my clothes. I try to treat my body as much of a temple as I can. So, and I start to crave what I need.
I know. Well,
So I'll crave eggs, and I'll crave avocados, and I'll crave things that my body really feels like an eat.
yeah. So this is called intuitive eating. And they're promoting this also on social media, and it's making people fatter than ever. Because it's almost like permissive parenting, like the body positivity movement. I was shocked to learn about this. And